wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I would understand.
In the span of 1 month, the following things happened to me. My best friend moved to Montana. I got fired, and I got dumped and had my heart broken. It all hurts so badly. But I have an unparalleled resource to help me heal. Roger Cochran. Roger Cochran is bald, has bulging biceps, and always drinks warm water from a mug. He sits like this. But most importantly, he helps me wade through my romantic tragedies and social insecurities for $175 an hour. He is a great psychotherapist, and I trust him implicitly. So his advice to not feel inclined to fill social silence is ringing in my head at my very first happy hour at a new job in what I know is going to be a much sadder Washington, D.C. The silence I do not fill is instead filled with, "Hey man, I birdied on 17 in Potomac last weekend." Or, "If you go to the Dabney, don't get the cornbread. It's overrated." As I'm thinking to myself, this is what social silence yields, I hear, "Oh yeah, well that's why we have therapy." Therapy? I'm in therapy. Oh yeah, it's the best, right? Laura has the cutest freckles that line her enormous cheeks as she turns to me and smiles. Oh boy, it's side conversation time. What's your therapist's name? Belle. That's a cool name for a therapist. Yeah, she's cool, but like she lives in my neighborhood, so I see her at Trader Joe's or at bar class. Is that awkward? Well, she's seen me cry. Like a lot. So yes. So this is what social silence yields. Roger Cochran, right again. So one morning after a particularly sprightly therapy session, I am feeling rather alive. I'm at this new office and I want to tell somebody. Hinge or Bumble do not seem like the appropriate avenues, so I turn in an unexpected direction. Slack. Slack is a workplace communications app used by millennials. It combines the intrusive stress of email with the frivolity of AOL Instant Messenger. This is what I Slack Laura. What's up? I had a particularly dope therapy session with Roger Cochran this morning. Talked about my feels and shit. Just wanted to tell somebody. That's awesome. What did you guys talk about? Sometimes IDK what to talk about in therapy, haha. Talk about whatever you want. I don't think Belle wants to hear my hot takes on this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, so she's understanding and funny. Soon I'm slacking Laura all the time. In the middle of meetings, during stressful projects, late at night, I hope to see the little green icon next to her name, meaning that she's available. But there's a problem. she's seeing somebody. And the status of their relationship is confusing. They're together, but he doesn't want to be her boyfriend. Roger Cochran and I are still discussing my ex a lot at the time, but when I tell him my reaction to this news about Laura's relationship, he says, a little intrigued, "Okay, just tap into this, see where it goes." Soon Slack isn't enough. We're talking in person too, a lot. I can recognize the clickety-clack of her trendy Madewell boots as she gets up to go get coffee. And in response to that sound, I behave like a dog whose owner jiggles the leash by the door. I shoot up after her. Laura is so organized, but simultaneously polite, even nurturing. We develop inside jokes. I often get a Trader Joe's burrito for lunch, and she likes to call it a purrito. And every time she sees me with one, she goes, "Wow, wow, 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 wow." She explains to me that the key to that joke is the pause. One Friday, I work up the courage to ask her out for a drink over Slack. I play it cool, like I'm just checking in on some work stuff. "I'd be down to get a drink after work." My heart feels like a metro is running through it as I see the Laura is typing icon. I'm arrow down emoji. Fuck yes. We walk to a bar together on a crisp autumn day, and I just want to hold hands. We get there, and it is bliss. The conversation is so fun. We make plans to hang out at the company Halloween party. We even dance in our chairs a little bit. But what's going on? She's seeing somebody. Also, I'm her coworker. I start to freak out a little bit. I tell Roger Cochran, "Well, Robin, do you trust your feelings?" "Yes." "Well, then just assess, assess, assess. Don't fight your feelings. Assess what you may need to do about them." Classic therapist advice. Brilliant in hindsight, opaque and frustrating at the time. Soon enough, I'm updating people on my life like, "Oh yeah, I started a new job. It's good, but like any job, it has its problems. I have significant romantic feelings for my coworker. I think I might take an acting class." It was all too much for me to hold on my own. So one morning in therapy, I look Roger Cochran in his warm, gruff face, and I say, "I'm gonna tell Laura about my feelings." He looks back at me as if he's known this his entire life and says, "You've assessed. Good job." It's the night of the company Halloween party. I am a Mexican luchador, and Laura is Parker Posey's character from Dazed and Confused. In what world could a love between these two be denied? She's so cute. Pigtails, senior sweatshirt, high-waisted jean shorts, and crew socks up to her knees. During a dance party out on the balcony, I know as Laura tilts her head back, eyes closed, to sing, "I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend," in tones that we'll call shower karaoke, that I'm just gonna tell her. I just don't know how. So everyone clears out. It's just me and Laura, and my confession begins. "Laura, can I touch your hair?" "Yes." Well, you know how much we've been slacking, and you definitely know how much I've been going to therapy with Roger Cochrane. And the other night on the street, I just started crying because I just want to hold hands with you. I have significant romantic feelings for you. There. I had said it. But now there was this excruciating silence. Talk, Robin! Say other romantic and meaningful things! I know that you're seeing somebody and that I'm your coworker, but can I kiss you on the cheek? She says yes. And as I lean in, she kisses me on the lips. It sends my heart soaring above 14th Street and the beautiful row houses of this city. The next morning, Laura breaks it off with that guy, and we start dating almost immediately. Over 2 years later, Laura and I no longer work together. But I still get to see her every day because we live together. And not only do I love her more deeply with each passing day, but I haven't been going to therapy in a while. Because what I thought was going to be a much sadder Washington, D.C. has turned out to be the happiest I've ever been.
That's